Give me a second to set up, guys. Part 2 is here. We back in effect. We're gonna be up for a while because it's kind of early. Sorry I couldn't get the stream started by 9:30. Oh, come on. What are you saying? I'm in the general chat. I'm waiting for Zamosa, Reg, and what's the name to get here. So in the meantime, I'm going to save up some stuff. See what I can save here. Put that all over here. Let's here, let me see what I put. No, I put it to him. Okay. Put that up on here. All right. Pin that. It's there. Put this in front of me. Be fresh on that page. I thank you. I'm like, yo, where's this damn thing? Need that though. Hey, the 5 guys that's in the room, please leave a like. Greatly appreciate it. Move on over to the move over to this window. What's going on, y'all? What? Oh, I think that's wrong. I'm probably gonna knock on my damn TV because I'm stupid. Oh well. Let me see what the camera looks like on my end. Excuse me. Oh, I'm like, what the hell? Oh, I can't move it any further. Sorry, guys. Oh, that's good. All right. That's my audio settings. Everything seems to be on point. All right, so let me just grab the chat. We're gonna be up. I'm gonna end my stream like around 1:30, 2 o'clock because we got a lot to do tomorrow. Dragon is down here in the whole 9 yards. So. Right, put this in here for Chris. What? Come on, I don't even play these games, bro. Right. Share, I'm gonna copy that. Dragon. Zamosa. Reg. Limit me. All right, I think that's enough people. Everybody else will coming on their own over time. To give people a chance to come into the room, guys, I'm gonna run one news bit real quick before anything. All right, so just hang tight. Let me see something. Who's this? Esau, what's going on? Let me just run this one news. I see what's happening in the world real quick. We run something for like 10 minutes in the background. How much time we have on the stream? 7 minutes in, yeah. We run one 10-minute news bit, and then I'll get back to what we was talking about earlier. Wow. Okay. Definitely want to hear this. That's crazy. Speaking of the pause that just for 2 seconds, or we grab something to drink out of the kitchen. Melody, I came for the food. Well, hang tight. Hang tight. Oh, Melody, if you want to join in the conversation, I'm in the Valkyrie general chat. So if you go over in the Valkyrie Discord, you'll see me in the general chat. You can come in there if you want to talk via voice. Hang tight, though. talk tonight? Yeah, we'll definitely have that because I'm on a little bit earlier. I'm only gonna do about I'm only gonna do about 2 to 3 hours tops. So there'll be time for some DBS talk. Gohan isn't stronger than Ultra Instinct and damn sure not stronger than Ultra Ego. Drop Top says, what was the politics? Wait. The lady was captured. The lady has captured me, and I was about to join too. Oh, okay. I understand. Who's in the general chat? I'm in the voice chat on my own. I should have let this play while I was going. What time? 4 minutes past by. All right, let me let this run in the background there. I'm actually making some ramen, guys. Gotta eat some dinner. So hang tight.
Policies that have been enacted here. It's been a big week for the U.S. running cover for Israeli atrocities, whether it was at the International Court of Justice, whether it was at the UN, and now you have a Republican congressman truly going fully genocidal and saying all that the kids in Gaza should be killed in response to an activist who is pressing him. Let's take a listen to that.
That's
I've seen the footage. You've seen footage of children's bodies. That's my taxpayer dollars. I think we should kill them all.
So this is Congressman Andrew Ogles, the activist there, says, so you're going to bomb these kids? And he says, I think we should kill them all if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, this is
That's
another
crazy
example of how some of the most insane rhetoric on Israel can often come from the evangelical community. If we'll remember,
This dude's
I was just looking about in terms of Tennessee, in terms of where he's coming from, and in terms of some of the background. It's not altogether surprising because they can often be the most psychotic in their support, and it's also just it's really crazy, and I don't really understand why a lot of Israelis put up with it. I'm like, you know that they support you and like to the hill because they believe that the apocalypse is coming and it's going to be like the grounding, the second coming. Like
That's crazy. The guy he actually said that.
And you're almost a weird con.
I said we should just kill them all, right? Like, yo,
But
bruh,
Goals,
you're nuts.
Brian Mast, this coalition, frankly, Mike Johnson.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of this is about religious belief, and whenever religion is concerned, and you're thinking with that instead of national interests or other things, that's how you get to a place. Like my other thing was, I was like, I wonder if he was just saying it, but I don't think so.
It's
like maybe he's trying to piss them off.
It's disgusting to say it either way. I mean, and if your religious belief leads you to a place of saying murder all the children in a place, that is something, I'm not really Christian, but I was raised around a lot of Christians, and that is not my understanding of the teachings of Jesus Christ personally. But I could be wrong about this. You guys can check out the Bible and see whether that is consistent with the teachings that you may find there. The other piece of this is Rashida Tlaib was literally censured for echoing a rally chant calling for equal rights for Palestinians and Israelis from the river to the sea. That was a subject of mass media coverage. Every Democratic politician was forced to, answer her and condemn her, and many of her colleagues did so. This man outright calls for the massacre of all of the Palestinian children of the Gaza Strip. And, basically crickets from the media and certainly from the political class. So the blatant double standard here is really astonishing. But it is not only American congressmen who have been catching a lot of attention for their comments with regards to our great allies here, Israel. May Golan, who is the Israeli Minister of Social Equality and Women's Advancement, so she is in the Netanyahu cabinet, made some absolutely shocking remarks this week as well. Let's take a listen to what she has to say. I'll read the translation here. She says, I'm personally proud of the ruins of Gaza and that every baby, even 80 years from now, will tell their grandchildren what the Jews did when their families were murdered. Personally proud of the ruins of Gaza, she says.
That's
every baby, even 80 years from now, will tell their grandchildren what the Jews did. Now, keep in mind here that Israel is facing a deadline to respond to the ICJ injunctions against them that both include you got to cut out the acts that led us to determine you were plausibly committing genocide, and you have to stop statements exactly like these that are incitement to genocide, and you have to punish and hold accountable people who continue to make these statements. And here on the eve of that deadline is this cabinet minister saying that she is proud of the complete destruction of the Gaza Strip. Our own State Department was forced to respond to these insane and outrageous comments. Let's take a listen to how Matt Miller handled this particular moment of propaganda and on, trying to run cover for the Israeli government.
This is not some of the shit. It's not Smotrich. It's not Tungatir. This is Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's party.
Saeed, I would encourage you to take a close look at the comments the secretary made in Tel Aviv at a press conference 2 weeks ago, where he talked specifically about the effects of dehumanizing language and why it's important that no one on either side of this conflict dehumanize anyone else. That will continue to be our position.
Is the government of Knesset has a to the establishment of
Why are they whispering?
Again, you have heard the secretary speak to this, that what we will do is continue to lay out what we think the best choice for the government of Israel to make and the best choice for the Israeli people to make. Ultimately, Israel will have to make its own decisions, as every sovereign country does.
Israel will have to make its own decisions, but Sagar, of course, we are so directly implicated in this since we are providing so much aid every year and continue to expedite shipments of these weapons, continue to block UN Security Council resolutions, continue to argue at the ICJ on Israel's behalf when they weren't even willing to go and defend themselves. But don't worry, the United States of America is there to defend them from allegations of illegality and crimes at ICJ.
That's what really cuts it from that, is that, at the same time, we're like, well, they can do whatever they want, but at the same time, our entire political system is like revolving around their work, what they're doing in terms of trying to ship them money. And we have this example here of the U.S. defense of Israel at the ICJ, specifically, using our clout and our sovereignty to try to protect them. Here's what they had to say.
Any movement towards Israel's withdrawal from the West Bank and Gaza requires consideration of Israel's very real security needs. We were all reminded of those security needs on October 2nd, and they persist. Regrettably, those needs have been ignored by many of the participants in asserting how the court should consider them. They have asked you to try to resolve the whole of the dispute between the parties through an advisory opinion addressed questions focusing on the acts of only one party. The United States disagrees with that this approach would be consistent with the court's role within the United Nations or the established UN framework for achieving peace through negotiations.
So that's what you were just talking about, Crystal. That was a choice by the U.S. government to send somebody in to do that. We could have stayed out of it if we wanted to, but, to specifically go and argue on another person's behalf, you're choosing a side. It's like when you choose a side, then you are going to become accountable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And here's the thing, too, that was particularly outrageous about this moment at the ICJ. I did a monologue about this earlier in the week to set the context for what these particular hearings were about. This is a separate matter from the South African case against Israel alleging genocide. This was even predates October 7th. They're looking for a hearing and a ruling from the ICJ to determine that Israel's occupation is illegal, in part because, one of the laws around an occupation can't be permanent. And you have, government after government expanding the illegal settlements. Every single government since the 70s has expanded the settlements, increased the number of illegal settlers. You have government backing for these violent settlers who are going in and pushing through violence Palestinians off of their land. Part of why the October 7th military response from the Israelis was so piss poor is because they had relocated IDF soldiers from the area around Gaza in order to aid and abet these violent settlers, pushing Palestinians off their land. This was already one of the most violent years prior to October 7th with regards to attacks on Palestinians in the West Bank in particular. So that's what this case was about. Now, previously, the U.S. position has been that the settlements are illegal. And so for us to then go and argue and dance around. I mean, there was all this dancing around to try to avoid calling the settlements illegal, to try to avoid calling the occupation illegal, really arguing these kind of legal technicalities of like, well, we just don't think this is the place to have these arguments. It really is disgraceful, and especially in the context of what is happening in the Gaza Strip right now. So, the idea, oh, Israel can just do whatever they want. Well, we are so directly implicated here because of all the actions we take on their behalf. And our little, we told them not to dehumanize Palestinians is so utterly pathetic when we are completely unwilling to do anything to back up our words with any kind of action. And also what happened this week, too, the Knesset passed overwhelmingly, by the way, a resolution that is directly at odds with a two-state solution, which is supposedly the policy position of the Biden administration, which is actually part of what Matt Miller was responding to there. We also want to keep our eyes on, potentially devastating situation. Put this up on the screen. This was a good analysis written up in Haaretz. Apparently, U.S. officials are worried that Ramadan may hold the, quote, perfect storm, leading to a regional blowup. The subhead here, Netanyahu's capitulation to his far-right coalition partners over Muslim access to the Temple Mount during the Holy Month is just one of many factors sparking concern that a major escalation is imminent. So you have these religious hyper flashpoints that always create provocations, especially coming directly from Ben Gvir with regard to Ramadan. So you have that. You also have Netanyahu and co. setting a deadline for their invasion of Rafah, that border town, with all this 1.3 million Palestinians pressed up against the border with Egypt right there. They set a Ramadan deadline for that as well. And it's hard to, you can't really wrap your head around how provocative this is in the broader region and what kind of explosion this could all lead to, not to mention, of course, the suffering that continues for the Palestinians and the way that they will be further impacted here.
I'm very worried about the Ramadan thing. I mean, yeah, as you said, it's difficult to contextualize for people who aren't really familiar with Islamic culture, but to just say it's the holy month is almost, frankly, an understatement in terms of how seriously it's taken. And if there is an idea, there's also a lot of ideas, even within Islam about Ramadan and about like sacrifice and working on behalf of other Muslims, which takes on a lot more extra significance. So anyway, if there is like a mass slaughter that happens during Ramadan, A, it is one that is very impactful. That would be for a lot of the Palestinian population. But really, B, what I'd be most worried about is that it would ignite some sort of broader regional conflict because populations in many of these countries would not accept those type of images during the holy month. And it would really instigate for a lot of these people, the Gulf monarchies and other places in particular, to try and push their governments either into the war. Same with the Egyptians as well. So I would not underestimate that.
Yeah,
really would.
Indeed. And you have, psycho coalition partners like Ben Gvir, who is just looking for provocation, looking to provoke tension specifically with regard to the Temple Mount. He's apparently ascended the Temple Mount 3 different times since becoming a cabinet minister. Each visit earned the ire of the international community, endangered the highly fraught status quo at the Jerusalem holy site. So you couple that with an already, tense doesn't begin to describe the situation, and you are, as they put it, perhaps heading towards a perfect storm. Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe.
See something. No, you guys and the 8 guys are sitting here watching it. Come on, we're going to get back into the conversation. Wait for these guys to get in the room. Look, I'm going to give them my 10 more minutes. Say, don't come back in this room. I'm just going to start on my own.
Hi, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here for Judging Freedom. Today is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Scott Ritter joins us now. Scott, thanks very much for your time and your thoughts. I want to ask you some questions later on about Navalny. Alexei Navalny, the person that the West seems to be idolizing, and President Biden certainly did. You have some facts about his history and background, which caused you to refer to him as a traitor, and I want to get there. But before we do, what is happening in Rafah, in Gaza as we speak? The last city, town, municipality, whatever you want to call it, that seems to be standing in Gaza?
Murder, straight up murder, genocide, war crimes, human depravity, evil. That's what's happening. The Israelis are in the business of killing innocent civilians for the purpose of driving 1.6 million people out of Gaza into the Sinai Desert, depopulating Gaza so that they can terminate Gaza as a Palestinian entity. So this is what's happening. This isn't war. Now Israel said, we're going after four Hamas battalions that are in Rafah. Well, then why do you drop bombs on civilian tent cities? Because you know there's civilians there. You're dropping the bombs on the cities. By the way, the civilian tent cities that you dropped leaflets saying, go build a tent city in Rafah, that's a safe place. You'll be safe there. So 1.6 million people did so. They're there. Then you starved them out. You tried to starve them out, Israel. You denied them humanitarian goods. You denied them food, medicine.
Hang on, Rashad. I'll be right back.
But they stay there nonetheless. And then you drop bombs on them. You kill them. You slaughter them. You murder them. And guys, this isn't Hollywood death. This isn't, the bomb goes off and somebody, dramatically falls on the ground. This is ripping bodies apart. Bodies of children, bodies of women, bodies of pregnant women, bodies of old men, innocent people. Their bodies are being torn asunder, ripped into tiny little pieces by the Israelis for the sole purpose of terrorizing, intimidating 1.6 million people into fleeing for their lives. Israel is trying to create the conditions where they say, you have no choice. If you stay in Rafah, you will die. And here, we'll kill 150 more of you tonight just to prove that point. And the world's doing nothing. Nothing. Silence. In the United States, we're supposed to be this moral entity. We're supposed to...
Pause for a second. Sean, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm waiting for, I'm just waiting for Samosa to come in and what's this guy's name? And Reg. If they don't come in the next 10 minutes or by the time the ramen's done, I'll start the conversation. I'll resume our conversation with you. We'll be talking about the hypocrisy in gaming between men and women. Then we're going to talk about the Valkyrie school tour. That's where the whole conversation, the argument started from in our last stream. Then we're going to talk about Dragon Ball Super, some stuff about is Gohan really the strongest before we get into world news, and I'm going to call it early because you and I both have an early day tomorrow. So
yes, and also quick question: did you made the promo or do the promo about the whole dinner and beach thing or whatever?
Nope, didn't get a chance. Got up late. I'm gonna try to do that later on tonight. We're gonna just make it kind of short. I'm thinking that when I'll make it with you while we're at the beach. Well, not while we're at the beach, just when we're around each other. I think because I need footage of you. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, when Nala's around me. First thing when we get to the beach, because the other girls won't even reach there until around 1 o'clock. So we could definitely knock that out at the beach.
Okay then.
So tomorrow, Friday, 86. No. Okay, looks like there'll be no rain. There'll be no rain. Wow.
How much is Texas fare right now?
It depends. Okay, so if you're just going to take a taxi if you're going to take an in-drive from where you are to us, that's a route tax. Can't be no more than $500-700 tops.
I understand. I'm talking about taxi fare for me coming here to you to Spanish Town before I took the in-drive.
That's what I'm talking about. $500-700. Now to get to the beach, it's probably going to be $2,000. That's why I wanted to.
No, oh my goodness gracious! I'm not. What I'm saying is, what is a taxi fare for me to go from where I'm at to you guys? Not just in drive. I'm not talking about in drive. I'm talking about actual taxi fare. I'm not talking about in drive.
You're talking about route taxi then. $150 or $200.
$150? Okay.
$150 to $200. You can always just take it to the front of Spanish Town and we'll meet you out in the front. So you don't have to come all the way over here.
I know. I just want to know the fare because I think I have like 150 on me, $150 on me in my hand. So I just want to make sure that if it hasn't raised or anything yet.
No, I don't think it rains. I think you can just come out of your house and go out by the road and see if a taxi. You know the school out by you. You can walk up to the school and wait for a taxi there. Just jump in. It could be 180, 180 tops. It's not $200. That's for sure. One second. All right, I'm back. Tomorrow is a high of shut up. Tomorrow's a high of 86, low 68, which is in the night time. That's when the thing. Saturday is 86 degrees again. Nighttime is 70. Sunday is 88 degrees. Low is 71 at the night. Monday is 87. Yes, a bunch of 80s in the daytime and a bunch of 70s at night. Sean, yeah. If you can get like 50 more bucks, you can just take a route taxi into Spanish Town.
Yeah, into Spanish Town, but I'm just saying I can. But there's no need for that. I can just simply just yeah. I can simply just get a road taxi that takes me from where I'm at to because the minibus that goes to Greater Portmore goes through here and goes to Spanish Town. So that's what I normally take to go to Spanish Town. All I was asking for was a surprise if it raised or not.
Oh, you're gonna take the minibus. Not it's no more than can be over 200. There's a bus there's the yellow minibus that passes
Oh, you mean the JTC?
no, not the JSUT, the poster bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them on the route taxi get you into the Spanish Town from where you are by Union Estate for less than 200.
Okay.
Oh man. 1 second. I gotta mute my stream. I'm not gonna mute you. I'm just gonna mute the stream after listening to a voice message. 1 second. You have OnlyFans. She says, why do you ask? No, she says, no, but why do you ask? He says, I'm just asking just out of curiosity. Nothing serious. What?
Wait, what time you want us to meet in Spanish Zone?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm just letting Renee know. I'm just letting Renee know. I was just letting Renee know to come at Spain at 10 o'clock.
All right.
Good boy.
Dream stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Papa.
The hell? Honey, this guy asks you. He says, he likes your Instagram post, the one where you're playing with the Nintendo Switch.
Playing on Nintendo Switch.
Then when you're playing the Nintendo Switch, he says, I am just asking out of curiosity.
OnlyFans.
Do you have an OnlyFans? Please don't kill me. No. Why do you ask? Listen to this answer.
Honestly, just asking. Really. You know, a lot of people that are in OnlyFans, but they just really film. So I'm just like, you know, being up.
Please don't.
Say God.
No, don't worry. I won't kill you. Kill yourself.
The man says because a lot of females have OnlyFans.
So that means the most dying there.
But like,
Oh, sorry, texted me.
you know, streaming, right?
Sorry, he's texted me.
You know I'm streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, says, that was a dishonest answer. He says, no, it's not. When you say OnlyFans, what type? Huh? You have different types of OnlyFans?
This OnlyFans shit is very
Okay.
dishonest because say I had one.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna support either way.
Well, it's
Exactly.
first of all, there's no reason for anyone to support OnlyFans because you have vindictive dudes out there, right? They're very vindictive. This is what they do.
Yeah, them go online and steal the shit.
They steal the shit and
put on Pornhub.
they put it on
So
Pornhub.
then I said, either way, you even if I had one, there's no good for you to be asking because you're not.
At least put it in Reddit.
Well, maybe it is because they're trying to see if you do have one. Maybe there's a private option on OnlyFans, which makes no sense. Why would you have a private option of OnlyFans? And what's the point of if you have an OnlyFans and you can't market it publicly, then what's the point of having it?
You're not going to support me either. My other
Yeah.
YouTube, remember, freaking Linktree was to support me. Linktree is right there.
Yeah, I don't care about that. They're not trying to support you. They're trying to support themselves. Trying to jerk off to images of people that they know directly.
A lot of girls have OnlyFans. So why me not join then?
No, well, that's a good question. Why does he think you would be one of those girls to join them? That's because he has a low opinion about you. Then when you tell them that, they go, no, I don't. Then why did you think of that? Does your mother have an OnlyFans? What you saying about my mother? Whoa, bro. I'm just asking the same question you asked
What
us.
about me, pussy one? But, hey, very small patience.
Text it to me, Rashawn.
very small window of people
Yeah.
to improve there because a quick second man and a block.
Let me see something. Oh.
No, I mean my flight may be long, but I'm only mentally tired, not physically tired. Because between the week of because between this week of tomfoolery at work, I'm just mentally drained at this point. I'm just glad I'm here. Glad I'm back home.
Let me see something. OnlyFans. What? Isn't this the only one? Yeah.
You go and see your page and not up OnlyFans. You go and jail that thing.
He goes, oh wait, you mean what type of content?
Do you ask anybody else if they have one?
No. Then he puts LOL. Because now he's trapped in his answer. Doesn't know what to ask. He doesn't know how to politely say, do you do what's the word for this, sex content that I'm interested in? Because then he's like, shit, I'll be openly disrespecting her. Unless you're a hoe. If you're a hoe, then you're not gonna feel disrespected. Alright, I'm gonna hit up these guys.
Okay, I need to get this laptop. Oh, you need to get this laptop ready. You see, if I'm bringing my laptop, there needs to be a power outlet.
Oh, your battery's dead?
No. It's not dead, but you know how laptop batteries are these days.
No, the beach that we're going to has no port, so it's gonna
Okay, well, if it's just to do with the thing, then it's no worry.
yeah, no, it's just to do with that. Now we'll be streaming from what's the name of this thing here?
So I have no message.
You wanna? Well, I bought the ramen.
I don't eat no ramen.
What?
I have a beach to
Well, actually, you know, so funny. That's better than the snacks. The other snacks that what you would want, it's not good for you, especially at this time of night.
Yeah, you might end up getting bloated. Might end up gaining weight.
You can make some tea. Okay, wait, we have some comments in here. Let me see. Can I read the comments? Okay, so hey, what's going on? Sensei. Hi, what's up, Triforce? Justin. What's up? Oh, Justin says he loves OnlyFans. Good for you, bro. If he likes OnlyFans, he likes OnlyFans. You can't really
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
If you want to be a goon, then goon ahead. Just that we don't do that here. Why are you silent, Trapper?
I'm drinking something, that's why. So anyway, it looks like they're not gonna come in because I've been messaging them, buzzing, and they're not even answering. So I'll just have to continue this conversation on my own. The bar, Reg has a idle bar. Yo.
Sleeping.
Waiting.
If it's idle, he's sleeping.
I don't know. I don't think so. Um, this is also. Is Neko streaming?
I don't think so. I didn't get no notifications.
Yeah, neither did I. Discord says she's playing Minecraft though. She's probably playing offline.
Yeah, she must be playing on Steam.
Mm. All right, let me hear this answer from this guy.
I can't answer the question how you asked because you curve it in a way as if, I was saying I want to see some content. But I mean, I would. It's not like I'm encouraging it. I was just asking. So whatever content did I opt for, I can't answer.
Oh boy.
What's the word when on the platform?
Dracos.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm looking. I'm looking. Give me a second.
Yeah, no, I'm just letting you know that I'm going to disappear for a bit. I'm going to take a shower. I need to get this 7-hour flight smell off me.
Got you. I'll be here.
Yeah, not 7 hour, 12-hour flight smell.
You do that. I'll read that. I'll wait till you come back, and then I'll follow up on that. I'll let this Scott Ritter thing play in the background.
All right.
Set the moral standard. Silence while this murder is taking place in our name with our weapons by people we call allies. So this evil that I say, resides in Israel, it resides right here at home in the United States. Any American elected representative, indeed any American citizen who tolerates this, you're evil. Straight up. Just acknowledge it.
Some people who agree with you and me, many people watching this program, rejoice in the political eggshells that Prime Minister Netanyahu is walking on. But you have cautioned that while he has a lot of personal legal problems and political deficits and probably will go at some point, he's likely to be replaced by somebody who has the same attitude towards the Palestinians that he does, that there would be no effective change in Israeli policy. Here's a statement just yesterday from Benny Gantz, the former Israeli general and leader of the opposition in the Knesset, but what you're going to hear him say could very well have been written by Netanyahu. Cut number 1.
The world must know, and Hamas leaders must know, if by Ramadan hostages are not home, the fighting will continue everywhere to include Rafah area. We will do so in coordinated manner, facilitating the evacuation of civilians in dialogue with American and Egyptian partners and to minimize the civilian casualties as much as possible.
So I guess the only way the IDF can be stopped, the slaughter can be stopped, is by some outside force. It's not going to happen with domestic politics. That's the opposition.
Right. No, this is 100%. Look, Israel is morphed from a nation that, and I know, I mean, I continue to learn, Judge. I don't pretend that I know everything about everybody. I perhaps romanticized Yitzhak Rabin. I had the opportunity to sit down with some people who knew Yitzhak Rabin and were part of the policy, and they educated me about what he was really about. He wasn't the perfect peacemaker that I, romantic, but he was trying to do a process that was heading in that direction, as imperfect as that process was. There's no Yitzhak Rabins in Israel today. They're gone. They've been pushed out, been silenced. Israel today is a nation composed 100% of radical Zionists who believe in from the river to the sea. I mean, it's amazing how they condemn the Palestinians for making this chant, but it's okay for Israel to say it, and they say it openly now. So yes, you get rid of Netanyahu. Maybe you can get some people to come in who will not be as vigorous in supporting the illegal settlements in West Bank. But the bottom line is, if you're in Israel today, that means you tolerate the policies of Israel. You tolerate the anti-Palestinian policies. You don't want a Palestinian state, and you support this ongoing genocide against the Palestinian people. So yeah, you get rid of Netanyahu, you're just going to replace him with somebody who doesn't carry the same legal baggage domestically. But I'll tell you this, they're all war criminals, and the day of retribution will come. If not at the hands of the Palestinians, Hamas, or Hezbollah, at the international community. Israel is becoming a pariah nation. Brazil just severed diplomatic relations with Israel, and I think that more nations will do so as well. Because, again, what Gantz was saying, we will try to minimize civilian casualties. No, you won't, Benny. You're a liar. You slaughter them. You don't care about them. You don't view them as human. And we have the videotapes to prove it.
Is it true that there's one army division in the south about to slaughter Rafah, and 3 in the north? And if they're there in the north, what are they doing? Planning to invade Lebanon and attack Hezbollah?
Well, they're in the north as a deterrence against Hezbollah, but the bottom line is there's not enough of them. Hezbollah has been planning a war with Israel for some time now. Israel doesn't have enough military force to stop Hezbollah. The unit in Gaza, yes, they're getting ready to go into Rafah. But remember this, Judge. The Israelis said that they cleared out Gaza City a long time ago. That's in the north. Why are they still there? Why are Israeli troops still dying in Gaza City? Because Hamas is still there. You haven't defeated Hamas. In Khan Yunis, the Israelis claim that they've driven Hamas out of there. But just the other day, 23 Israeli troops were killed in an ambush. And more die every day in other ambushes. Why? Because you haven't driven Hamas out. Israel thinks that they can go into Rafah and drive out a civilian population and defeat Hamas. They're wrong. Hamas is underground. The Israelis acknowledge that they only accounted for about 20% of the tunnels. That's 80% that are left, full of Hamas fighters who still have the ability to come above ground at a time and place of their choosing and kill the Israelis. This isn't going to go the way Israel wants it to go. And the longer they press on this issue, the more the international community is going to rebel against them. I don't know if it's enough to get the United States to end up doing the right thing, because this war could end right now. Again, I'm just straight up telling you that if Joe Biden picked up the phone and read the riot act of Benjamin Netanyahu and told him that all American aid will cease, that we will insist that we will sanction Israel, we will make the AIPAC register as foreign agents, we will deny aid to Israel, we will no longer give Israel the backing of the Security Council, so that now the Security Council can pass a Chapter 7 resolution which allows nations to use military force against Israel. If that's the way Israel wants us to go, then let's go that way. Stop killing Palestinians. But we don't do that because Israel has bought the U.S. Congress and they bought the presidency, and you'll never get American politicians to show that kind of spine.
Who calls the shots in Washington? Biden or Netanyahu?
Netanyahu.
Indirectly Netanyahu. I mean, Netanyahu is an abrasive personality, and there's a problem between Biden and Netanyahu. But there's an entire pro-Israeli network in Washington, D.C., lobbyists, etc., both overt and covert, because remember, the Israeli lobby includes the United States Congress that has been bought for, not just the people who lobby Congress, but there are active Israeli agents in the Congress of the United States. If they were people advocating for Russia the way these people advocate for Israel, we'd have arrested them a long time ago.
Are you saying there are Israeli agents who are members of Congress?
There's an American congressman who wears an Israeli uniform because he served in the Israeli army, and after October 7th, he put the uniform on and went to Congress, and everybody said, that's okay.
That can't be okay to wear the military uniform of a foreign country in the House of Representatives.
If it's an Israeli uniform, of course it's okay, because we give Israel a pass for everything.
If the IDF cannot defeat Hamas, how can they possibly rationally think they can defeat Hezbollah?
Well, first of all, the IDF knows that they can't defeat Hezbollah. They know that. Their strategy will be to inflict so much harm on Lebanese civilians that Hezbollah faces a revolt from in its rear area from the Lebanese. That's their only hope, because they will not defeat Hezbollah on the battlefield. Hezbollah is not only not going to allow Israel to take the war to Hezbollah to try and drive them back to the Litani. Hezbollah said if the next war will be fought in northern Israel. Hezbollah is going to northern Israel. The battles will be fought in Kiryat Shimona. The battles will be fought in other Israeli towns and villages in the north. The battles will be fought on the shore of the Galilee. And Israel knows this, and they also know that if that's the battle, they don't have the military force to guarantee victory. And no matter what, once Hezbollah is roaming around northern Israel, capturing villages, forcing the Israelis to destroy these villages in order to recapture them, that's a domestic political loss for Israel as well. It's a nightmare Israel doesn't want to go down. But and the Israeli military knows this. The problem is Netanyahu and Benny Gantz and the other politicians, they have to posture. They have to play tough guy. They have to, convince the Israeli public. Because remember, all these guys were in power on October 7th when Israel got their butts handed to them by Hamas. And so they can't afford to have anybody perceive them as weak. They have to posture as if they are the end all when it comes to strength and military strategy. So they're going to posture, but they all know what will happen if they go to war against Hezbollah.
Have the settlers, the Israeli settlers who've just stolen land in the West Bank, left, or are they still there?
No, they're still there. They're. I mean, some have left. There's been some settlers. Some Israelis have fled. I think the number is up to 500,000 Israelis have fled since. But it happens all the time. During the Gulf War, when Iraqi Scud missiles were landing on Israel, a lot of Israelis left Israel and went to live in Europe and the United States to get out of the way of the fighting. There's a large number of people doing that. But this is actually empowering the settlement mentality. For instance, you see that settlers have taken over the crossing with Egypt, and they're not allowing humanitarian goods to flow in that Israel said they would allow, that the United States negotiated for. They're just shutting it down, and nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody's removing them. The Israeli settlers now are having meetings where they're talking about repopulating Gaza with Israeli settlers, which is a violation of everything. But the settlers are in control. The settlers are the living manifestation of these radical Zionist policies, and there's no blocks, there's no checks and balances. They are literally out of control. They are running the show inside Israel. They're calling openly for genocide against the Palestinians, and unfortunately for the world, the Israeli Defense Force appears more than happy to give them what they're asking for.
I'm going to show you a portion of an argument presented by a Palestinian ambassador to the International Court of Justice. And in this argument, he shows 5 maps of Israel going back to 1947 and up to 2 weeks before October 7th. I think you'll appreciate seeing this if you haven't seen it before.
Allow me now to show you 5 maps. The first one is historic Palestine. This is the territory over which the Palestinian people should have been able to exercise their right to self-determination. Instead, the General Assembly recommended the partition of Palestine, ignoring the will of our people as shown in the second map. With the Nakba that ensued, over 2/3 of our people were systematically and forcibly expelled by Israel. And 3/4 of Palestine became Israel, as shown in the third map. This was the start of the Nakba, the dispossession, the displacement and replacement of our people, the denial of rights and discrimination that continues to this very day. In 1967, Israel then occupied the remainder of Palestine, and from the first day of its occupation, started colonizing and annexing the land with the aim of making its occupation irreversible. It left us with a collection of disconnected Bantustans, preventing the independence of our state, as shown in map 4. Israel wanted the geography of Palestine, but not its demography. So it kept pushing our people out of their homes, out of their land. Here is the 5th map. It was displayed by Israel's Prime Minister to the General Assembly last September. He called this the new Middle East. This is no...
So there's no, I mean, these are historical facts, which are essentially not subject to serious intellectual dispute, nor is that 5th map subject to any misinterpretation as to what Netanyahu intended. Scott, 2 weeks before October 7th. Do you think he looked the other way, knowing it was coming? Wanted this excuse?
I mean, it's a conspiracy theory. It's one that would require him to be far more evil and hateful than one can possibly imagine. You know, there will be a commission. The intelligence will have to be gone through. What we do know now is that the Israelis were collecting the evidence of an impending Hamas attack. So the reports were being written. The Israelis were saying, the people on the front line were saying this is happening. And then the Israeli government undertook every measure possible to not prevent this from happening, up to and including the night of the attack, receiving reports saying they're coming across the border now. They're coming. We got it. They're coming in a couple hours. call the alarm, mobilize the soldiers, and the emergency council, consisting of the Minister of Defense and all these other security people, said, no, we're going to sleep on it. By the time they met in the morning, it was too late. The attack had begun. So I think there's plenty of justification to have a commission open up and to look into it. But, you know, you can call me naive or whatever, but that is a level of, I know the Israelis are capable of genocide against the Palestinian people, but you're still going to have to convince me that the Israelis are capable of genocide against their own people to carry out this. I'm not saying it's impossible, but my brain right now just can't register, not from a logical standpoint, but from just a pure emotional standpoint. It would blow my brains to learn that the Israelis sat back and allowed this October 7th to occur, knowing that so many Israelis would lose their lives. It's just mind-boggling. But stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Here's a very emotional moment at the International Court of Justice. It's not the same fellow. Looks a little like him, but it's another Palestinian ambassador. I believe it's the Palestinian observer, since Palestine is not a country recognized by the UN. The Palestinian observer at the UN who breaks down emotionally in the midst of his argument to the court.
The state of Palestine appeals to this court to guide the international community in upholding international law, ending injustice, and achieving a just and lasting peace. To guide us towards a future in which Palestinian children are treated as children. Not as demographic threat, in which the identity of the group to which we belong does not diminish the human rights to which we are all entitled. A future in which no Palestinian and no Israelis is killed. A future in which two states live side by side in peace and security.
Are the American calls for a two-state solution a fig leaf?
Of course they are, because we have no intention of. Look, the Biden administration has been calling for a two-state solution since they came in, but it's just a throwaway argument. We did everything but pursue a two-state solution all the way up to October 7th. Now we say, oh, now we really mean it, but we don't, because look, Tom Friedman wrote a piece, an op-ed piece in the New York Times talking about the Biden doctrine. He said, look, this is it, a two-state solution, but it's a demilitarized state with no rights. That's not a state. It's artificial. We don't look. That speech broke your heart. You wanted something else? There's a tape right now of the 6-year-old girl on the phone to the rescuer, or 4-year-old. I mean, she's a very young girl, and she's scared. She's in the car with her dead parents, her dead uncle, aunt, dead cousins, and she's begging for them to come and get her. Please come. I'm scared. It's getting dark.
What happened?
So listen to that. And if you're a father, if you're an uncle, if you're somebody who has, a niece of that age, imagine that being her. Imagine it being your daughter calling someone, begging for help. Please come and get me. She hasn't done anything wrong, but the Israelis used her as bait. They used her as bait. They set this up. They were monitoring this phone call. They allowed the Palestinian medics to come in. They gave them the route. The medics got within 50 meters of this girl. They saw her in the car, and then they killed them. The Israelis killed them, and then they killed her. They set them up. If you see that and you don't cry, if you see that and you don't understand how evil the Israelis are right now, I mean, that man's speech broke your heart, but listen to the voice of this girl as she's on the phone. The tank is in front of me. The tank is coming to me. The tank is very, very close. I'm scared. And then the tank killed her.
let's switch gears before I let you go. And while I have you, President Biden has been condemning President Putin personally for the death of Alexei Navalny. Chris, do we have the tape where the reporter asks President Biden about comments he made about Navalny 3 years ago, and the president responds?
You warned Vladimir Putin when you were in Geneva of devastating consequences if Navalny died in Russian custody. What consequences should he and Russia face?
That was 3 years ago. In the meantime, they faced a hell of a lot of consequences. They've lost and or had wounded over 350,000 Russian soldiers. They've made them in a position where they've been subjected to great sanctions across the board, and we're contemplating what else could be.
An intelligence asset of MI6 or CIA or both?
Both. Navalny was a political operative. He was groomed by the CIA during a Yale internship. He was supported in Moscow by a network of non-governmental organizations and other entities who received money covertly from British intelligence. He participated in 3 coup attempts against Vladimir Putin. The first one was the elections of 2007, 2008, where the United States attempted to carry out a color revolution to prevent the swap that Putin and Dmitry Medvedev were making, where Putin was basically had served 2 terms, was going to switch over to prime minister, Medvedev would become president, and then at the end they'd switch back. That was the goal. The United States tried to disrupt this to prevent that from happening by carrying out a color revolution where Navalny played an important role. Then after that failed, Navalny got selected for this Yale program, which is really nothing more than a front for the National Resources Division of the CIA to groom, train, recruit, and then deploy him. He got deployed back for the purpose of disrupting Vladimir Putin's attempt to return to power in 2012. We have Navalny's deputy on film with British intelligence saying, I need $10 to $12 million to make this happen, meaning to disrupt Putin's return to power. There it is. That's treason. That's treason. So, that's what Navalny did. And then Navalny got involved in trying to disrupt the 2021 effort as well. This led to, this is Navalny as the great nationalist. Here he's comparing people from the Caucasus as cockroaches and flies. He says that the way you deal with cockroaches and flies is with a fly swatter and slippers, but sometimes you have bigger pests, and then a Muslim comes in and he shoots them. He says the solution is the handgun. He called Georgians, my wife is from the Republic of Georgia, he called them rodents. Rodents. My wife is not a rodent. Her family isn't rodents. Georgians aren't rodents. Navalny is an ugly nationalist. That's the reality. Now, we tried to put lipstick on this pig and turn him into, the symbol of democracy, but he was never a Democrat. He was always a disruptive force, trained, funded, and directed by the CIA to undermine Russian government, not undermine Russian democracy. Nothing about Navalny was democratic. He never garnered more than 5% support nationally. He could never have won an election. His job was to be disruptive, purely disruptive. And in that, he did a good job, but he was a traitor nonetheless.
Well, Scott, thank you very much. I know this was emotional earlier, but you showed your big, beautiful paternal heart, imagining this young girl being somebody else. We'll get the tape, and if we can post it on this venue, we'll do so. But my dear friend, you're a great man. Your analysis is superb and courageous and grounded in fact, and I'm deeply grateful, as are the many, many, many people watching us now, for everything you've just said to us. All the best.
Thank you.
Hàng 2 móc 1 kép sạc, 2 kép đơn, 1 kép sạc.
The hell is that?
Hàng 3, góc 2 kép Z. Hàng 4, góc 1 kép Z.
1 second, guys. I'm gonna find out what the hell is that's actually
Lên
playing.
50 điểm. 70 điểm.
It's not what I did. What the hell? Do I want to lose now? What the hell is this?
Nào còn lại chúng ta mắc tương tự.
What the hell? Get that shit out of here. China counters U.S. point at IJC. Whoa. But that's I don't care necessarily care about that. A sign of things to come. No. Christopher, whatever. Doctors Without Borders urgent update on Gaza to the UN Secretary Council.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
What? Did the Lakers actually play Golden State today? Yo, I'm getting sick and tired of these guys posting old games. I can't even tell you if these games are new or not. Let me see something. Google. Lakers versus Warriors. Oh, let's see the Lakers basketball team, right? Oh, they are playing right now. And the Lakers are losing by 15 points. Yeah, they're losing by 15 points right now. The Lakers play the Spurs later on. Friday. Okay. Alright. So that is a real game. Don't want to watch it. Nope, don't care. See the chat. Drop top. LeBron isn't playing though. Oh yeah, I noticed. Yeah. So if they do win, it doesn't count. LeBron wasn't playing. What's next on the news? I'm waiting for Dragon to come back, guys. Like I said, we just chilling tonight. Hope everybody's enjoying this relaxing night. Let me see what the missus is doing in the kitchen. I hope she's making her ramen because I'm gonna steal some. Hey. What can we watch until he comes back? 5 intellectual traps Norman Finkley used in defending a Zionist rabbi, whatever. In defeating. Why the hell did I read defending? What the hell? That's a good one. Why would he defend? Hey. That was 3 days ago. All right, let's refresh one more time. Who's on my Facebook that's up? Looks like nobody is on. That's crazy. Nine hours ago, Professor John Mersheimer, U.S. and in an unpopular moment. That was 3 days ago from Colonel Douglas McGregor. 1 day ago, I don't want to read the old news. Don't want to really, that's 2 days ago. Oh man, I kind of now wish I clicked it. Let me see if I went back to it. Let me go to the normal things. 5 intellectual traps. Open minded. All right, let's go to this.
So, like Holocaust deniers, I do believe that Rabbi Mr. Shmuley should have the right to speak. However, granting that right, he has a very tall order. If a Holocaust denier wants to deny the Nazi Holocaust, he or she has to refute a vast corpus of scholarship attesting to the reality of the Nazi Holocaust. In the same way, Rabbi Shmuley, if he wants to deny that a plausible case for genocide can be made in Gaza, he has to refute a vast body of documentation. And that documentation ran, as it was presented by the South African application, it ran to 84 single-spaced pages with literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of footnotes. Now, that's the first hurdle.
Are we really
that went, allow me to finish.
Come on. No.
Allow me to finish.
Your debating style is controlled.
For the ordinary mind, Norman Gary Finkelstein's slow and steady domination style during his intellectual engagements with opponents is intelligently superb. In almost all of his outings, he exploits the unnerving method of preemptive superior statements and facts to disarm even the most prepared of opponents, especially regarding the Israel-Palestinian predicaments. In this interview released by Piers Morgan yesterday, he once again demonstrated unwavering intellectual acumen. throwing both Piers and his guest off balance with a combination of questions and deep brain-racking analysis. Our commitment is to provide factual news and geopolitical analysis. Please share this content to stay informed and subscribe for updates on Palestine-related developments. In the following clip, he gently allowed Rabbi Shmuley to spill what he thought was the beans on the monstrous issues of Palestinian freedom fighters and attacks on occupied Palestine, now known as Israel. He was unequivocal with his submission, much like other commentators, that any actions from whoever or whatever means and justifications that lead to the loss of innocent lives should be condemned and not tolerated by anyone, no matter who the person is. He maintained the intellectual equilibrium that the measure applied to Palestinian freedom fighters must also be encompassing, including deducing the actions of the occupation state in light of such treatment of the Palestinian offensive on October 7th. This was where he threw his opponents off balance. They were unable to see the brutality of their own actions in the light of the similar moral compass used to judge the Palestinian military action. Yet he had more intellectual missiles to unleash.
Norman Finkelstein is the foremost Jew anti-Semite on planet Earth. He actually attacked his own parents, whose only crime was to be, their entire family was annihilated in Warsaw. They're not victims. They hated Germans and wanted them. He didn't think to himself, maybe my parents wanted the Germans to suffer to stop the war, to break the will of the German people, to stop murdering, gassing 10,000 Jews per day. His hatred of the Jewish people has extended even to his own family. He calls Israel a satanic state that comes from the boils of hell. He calls it a vandal state. He said that the 15 people in the Charlie Hebdo massacres, he has no sympathy for them whatsoever. But this is the most telling thing of all, and you discussed this the last time. He said, on October 7th, hours after the massacre of 1,200 Jews started, he wrote, "It warms every fiber of my soul to see the children of Gaza smiling as their arrogant Jewish supremacists that have been humbled. The stars above in heaven are looking down. Glory, glory, hallelujah." Let's just go through. This. Glory, hallelujah. Women shot on their genitals, Norm. Glory. You should be a televangelist. Glory, hallelujah. Children. Glory, hallelujah. Come on. You're a fair person, Pierce. This is exactly what your friend Douglas Murray said, because he refuses to debate Norman Finkelstein. He called him a sociopath. He said Norman Finkelstein is a psychotic. He's not on your show because he's a serious academic. Wolfgang Benz, professor of Ellingen, who was one of the foremost German historians of the Holocaust, said the only thing interesting about Norman Finkelstein is that he needs a psychiatrist.
Okay, well, look.
Professor Wolfgang. Wait, one second. Professor Wolfgang.
I want to just ask you this, though. You see, it's interesting. Norman Finkelstein gave I thought, a pretty measured argument in response to my first question. You've gone ad hominem immediately and attacked the man, not the issue, and not the question that I asked you, which is to respond to what he was saying, which is a growing feeling around the world, by the way, that Israel is now committing, as he put it, as a court, that a plausible genocide. I don't happen to think it is genocide they're doing, but what I do think is happening is that there is a shameful number of innocent women and children being on a daily basis.
Normal Finkelstein trapped him. So let me tell you guys something about conversations. This is something I'm trying to learn and be better about myself. We have a conversation here. Normal Finkelstein set the guy up. He was, as explained earlier by the narrator, Normal Finkelstein. So like earlier today when we were on the first part of the show, when we had a conversation and I was talking to Colleen, when I made my statement, and then I was trying to reinforce my statement to let him know that we were talking about two simple things. What I should have did was allow him to write what he said and then leave it alone and let him keep attacking me when he's like, I'm outdated, I'm a Nintendo, blah, blah, blah. I should have never tried to fight back or get upset about it. You can always set up what's the word for this thing here? People to do that by simply stating your point of view, providing facts the best you can to support your point of view. When they interrupt you and they attack you as a person, let them attack. Every single person who's listening is gonna be like, yeah, that's fine. You're attacking the guy, but like, get to the point of the stuff. But they can't stop or help themselves, so they're gonna keep attacking. And this is a psychological way to get the dumbass cat to get the people on your side, because the more they attack you, the more no one cares about their opinion anymore, because they see it as the guy is attacking the person rather than the issue, which is what Pierce Morgan set up. He's like, yeah, but you're just going at him. You're not addressing the question. I'm saying the reason why they don't address the question is because they don't have an answer for it. So when someone doesn't have an answer for a question, the first thing they do is attack the person that's on the opposite side of the issue, because they don't have an answer for the question. So they need to derail what you ask them, attack the person, which distracts the audience. And audiences with a lower vibration and mentality gets distracted by the attack, because the attack is entertaining. This is an art. I'm 40 something years old. I haven't even passed grade 1 of this art, but I'm really trying to learn it. And I want to try to master this shit by the time I turn 50 something, because like people are stupid. And I need to get out of the stupid club and join the intellectuals. I have a bag of nuts right here. Stuff all these nuts in my mouth. Pause. Press start button right here. Anyway, let me see what they only says that.
Perfect. Quick, dude.
Yeah.
Those eggs.
What eggs? You was cheap with the eggs.
What?
You just made 2. What the hell is that supposed to do? What type of snack is that? Anyway, going back to him.
And I don't see what the end game is, other than the obliteration of most of Gaza and many people living there. So to answer that point,
Let me answer your question directly. First of all, when you quote President Lula of Brazil, he is a criminal who served in jail for corruption. He has zero credibility. He
can't help himself. He went right back to attacking someone else now. He's asked him a statement about the people dying in Gaza, and the man went and started attacking the dude. Not Finkelstein that's on the show, but another dude, like, because he cannot answer the question. So his only thing is to deflect an attack. Let's continue to listen.
Also knows nothing about history. 10,000 Jews were a day for 4 years after the Wannsee Conference in January 1942. To compare that to Gaza is an abomination. Secondly, Norman Finkelstein is a liar. The International Court of Justice specifically said that Israel is not committing a genocide. So when you tell me why do I go after ad hominem, I'm questioning his academic credentials. He just lied on international TV.
20 minutes into the debate, it appears Rabbi Shmuley was only prepared to deal a decisive blow to any reputation remaining with Norman Finkelstein. You can see how he called him out for outright deception, and even voiced aloud the official sentiment of the occupation government in Palestine. For him, the Palestinians were free to determine their future after the occupation forces withdrew from Gaza, yet he failed to convince anyone except himself and the occupation government in Palestine that Gaza was adjudged the world's largest concentration camp. It seems Rabbi Shmuley forgot quickly that Gaza was blockaded and not allowed to freely choose who would rule them in a democratic setting. The rabbi betrayed that Israeli superiority complex, which appears to imply that Palestinians are not wise enough to identify what they need in Gaza, that the occupation governments owe the right to dictate to them how they can live their lives and the type of government they must bring to power. That superiority complex effectively made his argument putrid, as it smells of pride and a genuine aura of apartheid. As expected, Finkelstein brought him to his senses as he made him understand that nobody has the right to tell the people of Gaza what is right for them. They unequivocally own that right.
Every dimension that you examine the conflict, by virtually any and every metric that you examine the conflict, Israel's assault on Gaza, which we should bear in mind is among the most densely populated places on God's earth, and it has been sealed off from humanity since 2006. As Giora Island put it in March 2004, Giora Island was the head of the Israeli National Security Council. He described Gaza, and I'm quoting him now, as a huge concentration camp. That's not me, that's Giora Island, the former head of the Israeli National Security Council. So, if you put all of these metrics together, and you put in and you add in the context being a concentration camp in which half the people are children, 70% are refugees. If you add in the context and the metrics, there is a very good reason why Israel was brought before the International Court of Justice. Now, Mr. Shmuley has every right to question the authority of the numbers, the figures, and so forth. I am a strong believer in the right of Holocaust deniers to make a case before the public because, as John Stuart Mill once put it, we are all fallible, and being fallible, we have to always have a place in our minds open to the possibility that we are wrong. So, like Holocaust deniers, I do believe that Rabbi Mr. Shmuley should have the right to speak. However, granting that right, he has a very tall order. If a Holocaust denier wants to deny the Nazi Holocaust, he or she has to refute a vast corpus of scholarship attesting to the reality of the Nazi Holocaust. In the same way, Rabbi Shmuley, if he wants to deny that a plausible case for genocide can be made in Gaza, he has to refute a vast body of documentation. And that documentation ran, as it was presented by the South African application, it ran to 84 single-spaced pages with literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of footnotes.
The fact that he said hundreds 4 times, he's just trying to piss off the rabbi. You guys can't see it, but the rabbi is moving around. He can't keep still. He's getting impatient.
Now, that's the first hurdle. Allow me.
The challenges Piers Morgan and Rabbi Shmuley are having in this debate are the fact that the person they are teaming up against is a child of a Holocaust survivor. They are speaking with someone who knows the tactics of Israel ever since. With the support of the West, occupied Palestinian lands were systematically seized and a state created for some alleged migrants from the West. Since then, Palestine has not known peace. They are speaking with a man whose primary fields of research are the politics of the Holocaust and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Finkelstein gained attention in 2000 with his book The Holocaust Industry, where he argues that some individuals misuse the memory of the Holocaust as a tool to shield Israel from criticism, dubbing it an ideological weapon. As a vocal critic of Israel, he faced denial of entry and a 10-year ban from the country, starting in 2008. Finkelstein has characterized Israel as a Jewish supremacist state, and condemns its treatment of the Palestinian population as apartheid. Rabbi and Piers Morgan see him as someone they can challenge or oppose.
For you is this: do you accept that Hamas need to be removed from power in Gaza?
I would say that the preeminent, excuse me, I would say that the preeminent question at the present moment ought to be, do I accept the fact that the Israeli government ought to be removed from power?
Well, hang on. That's a different question. No, with respect, that's a different
Okay.
question. I can ask you that separately.
Here,
But the specific question I have for you, particularly given what you said after October the 7th, is simply: should Hamas remain in power?
And should Hamas remain in power, I think that the Palestinian people should be able to determine their own future and determine their leadership. That's just a basic democratic
What is your
principle.
personal opinion?
No, I don't decide what people should do with their lives.
You've expressed many strong opinions about. Hang on. Rabbi Shmuley, I can do an interview, thank you.
Morgan told Rabbi, I can do my own interview. Thank you. Yikes. Oh man, shut him up. Like, shut up.
The problem I have with that response is you're very quick to level the charge of genocide at Israel, and many people would agree with you, many wouldn't. But you're not so keen to be held to account for your view about Hamas. And I don't see how anyone, after what they did on October the 7th, could possibly conclude they should stay in power.
Piers, I don't want to have to redo the interviews you did with me. I was very clear about my opinion when you asked about October 7th. I was also very clear as to what I believe Hamas should or shouldn't do regarding its leadership or its current power in Gaza. I've not tried to evade any of your questions.
For those who, for those who may not have seen the previous interviews, for those who may not have seen our previous conversations, I simply ask again.
That's fine.
It is a simple question. Should Hamas stay in power? Because Israel's whole argument is that they have to keep going with this warfare to eradicate Hamas. And my question for you is, do you think that in principle Hamas should stay in power?
Well, Piers, I'm going to answer you because I never fear the truth, and I'm not going to try to evade your question. Let's take a simple metric. We'll take the question of children killed.
Oh my God, answer the question. Should Hamas stay in power?
These are answers to different questions.
Okay.
Just answer the question, Norm, for God's sake. You said you don't want to evade the truth. Should Hamas stay in power or not? Answer the question.
Here's, either you're going to moderate the program or there's honestly no point.
Yikes. Damn. Ouch. You see, this is that old man wisdom. This is that old man. Yo, he is dissing the shit out of Piers Morgan. He's like, he's not raising his voice. He's talking to them quietly. He's like, either you're going to moderate that man-child over there, or there's no purpose of having this discussion. Intellectuals will understand the level of disrespect Normal Fingerseed is doing to these two fools. You know, he is bodying these idiots. Hold on.
I
do think it's a very. I have to say.
1 second, guys. Someone message. Who the hell is this? Which was what cut off the Wi-Fi? Huh? Oh, didn't notice. Still in the room.
I was talking to him.
Oh, you talking to him? Oh, my bad.
And I said, I think so. I'm over and just said,
No. My bad. I know what to do. Go on. All these nuts are good. Where are we? Okay.
I do think it's a very simple question, and it goes right to the heart.
No, it's not.
It goes right to the heart of Israel's argument about
okay.
why they are continuing to execute the war.
Piers, how about letting me decide whether it's a simple question? How about letting me decide?
Well, either Hamas
So I'm
stays
going
in
to
power or
make
it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't think you have to be a professor to answer the question.
Piers, there's a difference between whether or not Hamas stays in power and whether Hamas should be in power. So let me get into the stays in power is a military question. Should be in power, well, let's look at it. I say if Hamas, which is responsible for the killings of 36 children on October 7th, should not stay in power, then you must certainly agree, Piers, and I'm going to kindly ask you to please answer me. You must surely agree then that Israel, which has killed now approximately 12,000 children.
The bait of the century. Got him. Got him. He got him. I'm going to rewind it for you guys so you can see the setup. Listen.
Certainly agree, Piers, and I'm going to kindly ask you to please answer me. You must surely agree then that Israel, which has killed now approximately 12,000 children and is plausibly accused of having killed them in the course of a genocide. Now I'm going to ask you, Piers, to
what is
please
the source for 12,000 children? What's the source? What is your source, please?
Okay.
What's your source?
Well, it's the Palestinian Health Authority run by Hamas. We know that.
Run by Hamas. Wait. No,
No,
answer
Rabbi
the question.
Shmuley,
You're
you don't
a scholar.
interrupt. It's actually an important question and an important moment in the debate. Continue, Norman Finkelstein.
So I have to ask you, Piers, if you believe that Hamas should not stay in power because it killed 36 children on October 7th, then you must surely agree several times, 1,000 times more emphatically that the Israeli government
shouldn't stay in power.
should not be in power.
Logic.
Because
oh my goodness. Normal Finkelstein is, he hit him with the simple boot back. It wasn't even, it was simple. He hit him with the simple boot back. No Mike Tyson uppercut. It was just the it wasn't even an uppercut. I want to hear the answer. Hold on.
Killed 12,000 children, not as collateral damage, but plausibly, according to 15 of the 17 judges on the highest judicial body in the world.
You said that point. Okay, here's my answer.
Here's
my answer to you. Here's my answer.
And a genocide.
Here's my answer. You haven't so far answered my question. If you do, I will give you an emphatic answer to yours. So let me just ask again, should Hamas stay in power?
What?
My answer is, if we apply one standard...
that's not an answer.
Across the board...
No, that's not an answer.
If we apply one standard across the board, I am perfectly happy to say Hamas should be removed from power if you agree that several thousand times
you've made that point.
more
Here's my answer.
emphatically the Israeli government should be removed
I don't
from power.
I think there are two completely separate questions, And I would answer it like this.
No, they're not.
Well, I'm going to explain
No,
to you.
they're not,
I'm going to
Piers.
explain why I believe they
Okay.
are.
I will listen.
Because
I'll listen.
Israel's response was a response to an appalling terror attack. I believed after October the 7th, Hamas rescinded any right to continue having any power over Gaza and should be removed. The only debate would then be how would that best be done? And I have serious question marks about Israel's response. In response to whether the current... Hang on. Let me finish my sentence, please. And in response to your question, Norma Finkelstein, about Israel's government, no, I do not believe they should continue, actually. I think this government has lost the faith of its people. I think Netanyahu in particular has lost all confidence and popularity with the Israeli people who blame him for what happened on October the 7th. And so, no, I don't think they should stay in power, actually. I think both countries should have new leadership and new governments. That's
Fair
my
enough.
answer.
Fair
But
enough.
Again, I'll just
Okay,
come back
so
to
what
you.
Norma's saying-
But
Norma's
hang
saying
on,
that-
hang on. I don't equivocate either with the other. You can divorce the two questions. You can say, after October the 7th, should Hamas stay in power? Yes or no? And then you can have a question mark about whether this current Israel government should stay in power because of the way they responded. They're two different questions.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But you, Norman Finkelstein, so far. Well, hang on. Wait a second, Rabbi Shmuley. I just want to get one answer out of Norman Finkelstein as to whether you will answer my question about whether Hamas should stay in power.
You just answered.
Piers, if you use a single standard across the board,
My answer is
then
yes.
I accept your conclusion. So long as you're being morally as well as legally consistent, I have personally no problem with that conclusion. However, I would want to say, Piers, and I'm trying to be honest, but also intellectually consistent in this matter. You said that Hamas disqualified itself from leadership because of the atrocity that was committed, or atrocities that were committed October 7th.
Yes.
Now, if you agree with the head of the National Security Council of Israel at the time in 2004, that Hamas is a huge concentration camp. I'm quoting him now.
Gaza, you mean?
Would you also agree that October 7th was a reaction to confining 1 million children in a concentration camp?
In the final analysis, Finkelstein displayed a calmer disposition and spoke softly while hurling facts in the face of his opponents. In this debate, it seemed as if the host and the other guest, the rabbi, were out to defeat the scholar. They set some intellectual booby traps for him, but Finkelstein was as smart as he is aware of the lies the occupation uses to deceive the world and cover their alleged atrocities in Palestine. What Finkelstein established in this debate is that the measures for Palestinian defenders should also be used for the occupation army, and nobody should be canonized a saint in the face of the brutality going on in Palestine for the past 75 years. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking and sharing this news update with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest developments from Palestine. Until our next update, peace.
Oh, man. I love these intellectual conversations. These are the things that matter in the world. Everything else really doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, Dragon, you back? Ooh.
Spent a little bit too much time in the bathroom taking a shower.
Oh. Actually, can you ever really spend a lot of time in the bathroom? Can you really? If
You enjoy it. You can enjoy the shower.
Yeah, I don't think you spent too much time. While you was gone, I was enjoying this intellectual booby trap by Norman Finkelstein. He was busting Piers Morgan's ass. Actually, he was really busting the rabbi's ass the most. Oh, hell no, Jim Jordan. I'm tired of your supercuts. You a good dude, but like, come on, I'm tired of hearing this shit. All right. It doesn't look like anyone's coming on. Wait, who's this? Gerard. Wait, what? What the hell? I don't. What's the context to this, man? Why don't people just send me a message and they add no context to it? What are you getting at? So I can know. All right. So earlier today in the conversation, Dragon, you listening?
Yes.
All right. Earlier today in what the hell? Why do you sound low all of a sudden?
Because
oh,
I'm doing something.
Oh, okay.
But keep going.
Yeah, earlier in the conversation today, we were talking about the hypocrisy of gamers. Shut your hole, dog. We were talking about the conversation that why do guys attack girls who are in gaming because they use their assets to entertain their viewers. And I brought up that guys did the very same thing when they came into gaming. When society attacked guys for playing video games, saying that they were losers, delinquents, and all this other shit, why don't they go get a job and stop playing video games, stop using video games to beg for money? In fact, that's still being echoed till this day, right?
Yeah.
Due to certain people who stream who are now well established, only those people don't get attacked like that. And one of the points that was made is that they don't think that people have a problem with girls streaming, which that was never brought up. I was like, nobody ever said that. What was said is that people are penalizing girls for using their tits and their ass to market their brand of content to people. And he's like, yeah, but guys get upset because they don't do it like them. And I'm like, of course they don't do it like them. They don't have a penis. They're female, and guys are guys, and what guys do are not the same thing as what girls do. And why are guys trying to set this rule or law where...
Hey, hold on a moment. Let me cook here. There is a way for guys to do that, but here's the thing, though. Here's a way to guys to get to as successful with women using their assets. They need to. Here's what you need to do. Just stay with me here. Stay with me here, Terpos.
Yeah.
All you need to do is go to the gym, right? Focus on. And, no.
Yeah.
Stay with me here. Stay with me.
I am.
Stay with me.
Yes, I'm here.
So what you need to do is get a well-toned body, right? At the gym, get a well-toned body. Make sure you don't skip leg day. Make sure all your legs, and I mean all of them, are well-toned as well. And don't skip leg day. Then, what they need to do is go buy a pole and go Magic Mike on this shit.
What the hell is a Magic Mike?
Not Magic Mike. It's a male stripper.
Oh, it's a male stripper. Yeah, but here's the thing. They don't want to do that because they look down upon it. And that's fine if they want to look down upon it. Magic Mike does it and whatnot. And Magic Mike, I guess it works for Magic Mike. But and I know you're being serious. I'm not trying to deter from what you're trying to say. The issue here is this. They don't even need to they don't need to do Magic Mike. The thing here is they have to understand, and this is the fundamental point of all of this. The content that people make are for the content that people like. Nobody should dictate what content is right versus what content is wrong. If you don't like the content, don't watch it. It is that simple. I personally don't like Lil Nas X. I will never go and say Lil Nas X is this, that, the other, this, that, blah, blah, blah. They should get him on screen. I'm not going to go around advocating for the destruction of Lil Nas X in terms, and I don't mean like destruction like having killed or anything like that, but I'm talking about like in terms of destroying him in terms of his public figure or
Content.
it's content. Those who like Little Nas's X content will gravitate to his content and watch it, and those who do not won't. It is really that simple. So the question is, if it is that simple, why do guys get so bent out of shape? Remember the Real Waifu Hours podcast that the Valkyries had, and Jagan showed that reel of the white kid who was like he was upset that the Twitch thoughts were invading the Twitch stream, and he had the vein on his head, and he was like, "What?" Now you have to ask yourself a question. What type of person? This guy was so angry. A vein was bursting through his head because girls are showing titties
Breast
on
them
Twitch. Huh?
Breast them stressing.
Yeah, it's as my wife is saying, the breasts of the girls was stressing him. So it's like, bro, what are you talking about? His argument is the titty streamers are taking away from them. But that is not the truth. There is one honest, glaring truth in the entire matter. The people who are going to watch the titty streams were always going to go. That's their shit. No one took anyone away. That's what they've always liked. And now that it is there on the platform, they want to go and watch it. It is that simple. What happened?
Not much. It must get fucked up.
Okay, random. So this argument that the girls are taking away from them is bullshit. You can't take away something you don't own. You don't own people. That's called slavery. You cannot own people. People will determine what they want to watch. And so that's my argument. And I was trying to say, like, I accept fully the different spectrums of content that is placed on these platforms such as Twitch, Trovo, YouTube, and etc. Even OnlyFans. I don't like OnlyFans personally. I do not have an OnlyFans account, and I do not search up OnlyFans content. I have my reasons. I think it's stupid anyone should pay for porn when there's porn free. Far worse, I have a wife with a godlike body, so there is no reason for me to go on OnlyFans to be coveting another girl's body when I have my own cow at home. This is just stupid. It doesn't make any logical sense. So people who go to OnlyFans, right? Guys who go to OnlyFans and pay for that content, they pay for that content, and this is not me trying to bash them. I'm not going to bash them. They pay for that content because that content is lacking in their actual lives. They're not paying for porn. They're paying for female interaction. In a porn film, when a girl is getting her back blown out, or dudes is using all of her holes and she's getting gangbanged, the actress does not interact with you. You interact with the pre-recorded content. In OnlyFans, they provide real-time engagement and interaction. This is I'll put a parallel side-by-side comparison. The reason why television is dying, because television creates pre-recorded content. YouTube is the emperor of content right now, because as I am speaking live, you in this chat room, via digital voice, along with the people in the chat that's listening to me, can interact with me in real time. Someone can type in the room and I can react to their engagement to me. You cannot do that in television. You cannot do that in porn. That's why OnlyFans is dominating, because it's like, oh, it's the interaction. You can't do that in television. And until television finds a way to do that, which I just don't think that's going to happen. Television has an imminent, foreseeable death. That's it. Television will simply adopt stream. Television will no longer be the way television is. Television is going to integrate the streaming culture. But here's a problem with that. Television was made to program you and not allow you to have your own opinion. And the minute television stops doing that, they cannot control the people. And if they can't control the people, then it's pointless. So that's why I don't think television will ever go in that direction, because that was not the point of what they made TV for. They made TV to control people, to control the people's way of thinking and how they should see things. For a very long time, CNN did that for a very long time, until people started watching YouTube. Julian Assange exposed what the US was doing in Iraq and all that other stuff. And then people was like, yo, I'm done. Hey, Kareem, what's going on, man? Yeah, thanks for joining us. I'm joining in. See, look at that. That will never happen in television. Kareem just joined the chat. Him walking in the chat and putting yo made me engage with him and say hello. You can never watch TV and watching TV and say, yo, my favorite program is coming on. And when the program comes on, the actor that's in the show, who comes in the show, will never say hi to you, because it's pre-recorded. The actor doesn't know who is watching. It was done offline and put to you online. And people have evolved in the consumption of their television content. That is why this is called YouTube. YouTube is the new TV. You know what we used to call television back then? Not the boom tube. The boom tube. The tube. We used to call TV tube. That was short. Television was called tube back then. So TV was called programming. Well, it's called television programming anyway. But yes, you're right. It's the same thing, programming. But now YouTube is the new TV. That's all it is. So in a sense, television hasn't died. It has actually evolved, and we haven't even noticed it. It's just that television is no longer through your CTR TV or whatever. Now it's on YouTube. YouTube is the world's most powerful television network on the planet, run by Google. That's what it is. So if you don't like the content, just change the channel. In fact, YouTube has created so many new tools: mute, don't recommend, block. There's so many things you could never do on television back in the days that you can now do on YouTube. You can't do these. You can't block a TV channel or whatever the case may be. You can turn off the television, but maybe some people don't want to turn off the TV. But YouTube gives you all of these options. So, so going back to my original point, these so I came up with a new term, right? The behavior of dudes who don't like girls. Male species who don't like girls, they're called extraterrestrials. So instead of calling them aliens, we'll leave that for the people that are out in space. But these guys are extraterrestrials, and they do extraterrestrial things like hate on girls. A point you brought up the last time me and you had a discussion in private, that the reason why the guys are behaving this way is because they do not have control over the girl. If they had control,
or access over the girl.
Yes. When they have control over the girl, nobody argues. Nobody argues. Everyone is fine with it. There was a girl on Fresh and Fit who tried to attack Fresh and Fit with that point. Unfortunately, she was not intellectually she lacked the intellectual acumen to make her point, and they knew what point she was trying to get to. They knew what she meant, but they just shitted on her because she couldn't articulate this. That's the word. She couldn't articulate the point properly because she was like, but you're such fucking hypocrites. You talk all this shit about OnlyFans, yet you have us OnlyFans on your show. Facts. Got them right there. Got them right there. I was like, facts. And then it was like, no. We don't have you OnlyFans models on there. We're trying to help you. Cap. You're fucking capping. Nigga, you're not trying to help them. You are fucking capping.
Yeah, not trying to help everybody. Because if you're trying to help everybody, then why are you not helping the average woman then? Why are you going to OnlyFans people?
If they were trying to help, they would approach a situation like how Kevin Samuels tries to approach the situation. He doesn't demonize them. Hold on, someone says, man, the one clip I wish I saved was you reviewing Dragon Ball Super. You were so hyped about Vegeta and had this childlike smile on your face, turned to the camera and randomly said, man, I'll let Vegeta smash my wife. What?
What?
Bro, I don't know what stream you saw that from. That was never said by me.
What?
I don't know what stream he's talking about.
We were streaming our dreams.
You must have heard that in bro, no such stream exists. No such stream exists. And let's say by the 1% chance I said that, there's got to be context behind that. There's got to be context behind that. But in any event, going back, I was distracted by that statement right there. Someone said that to me in private. What the frig? But these guys are intellectually dishonest. The same for them. What's that podcast? That whatever podcast. Those guys are mean. I'm like, I don't know what the hell is their problem. Look, I understand they're trying to tell, they're trying to sit there and so-called inform these girls on Keyshawn, what's up? Inform these girls on what's going on with OnlyFans and stuff like that. But I just feel like a lot of these dudes are just,
oh please, they're just mansplaining shit.
yeah. I'm like, bro, if the girls want to sit there and sell their pussy, bro, it's not yours. Let them do what they want, bro. I'm like, it's not yours. Let them do what they want. This does not affect you, and whatnot. I'm like, and to be honest with you, having them on your show, all you're doing is promoting it. At the end of the day, you're just promoting it. You sit there and you say you're helping them. No, you're not. If you was helping them, you wouldn't have them live, and you wouldn't be trying to insult them. You privately talk to them and help them. But where's the profit in that? See? So that's why you put them online. So let's keep it 100.
Yeah, because controversy creates cash.
Exactly. You get views.
And also, it's the same thing about the physician. There is no profit in a cure.
Mm-hmm. You got to always keep them sick. You make a cure, that's a problem. That's why it's illegal if you don't have your license to ever say you even made a cure. It's actually illegal to use the word cure. Like, what the hell? Why? Man, it's the industry, bro. They're trying to keep this shit running. Let me see something here. I cannot believe these guys did not come back. I told them, please come back to the stream. All right. So as I told you offline, I'll inform the who the hell? I'll inform all the new people here. So the release has allowed the Valkyries, given the Valkyries a they added 2 schools to the tour. I made a remedy. I think remedy is also illegal, Kisan. But I think the release granted the Valkyries 5 schools. They offered 7 But we can't do 7 because 2 of the schools are way out there. One is in Portland, and the other,
Even the word solution is illegal.
yeah, and then the other school is out in St. Elizabeth, and that's like a no-no. We asked if could we come with the staff or the celebrity artists, the musicians, and they said the tour bus is only for them. So that's an issue. So we're waiting to hear from them. We oh crap, I didn't update. I am so sorry, guys. Give me a second. Let me take a look at something. Here we go. Oh, it's updated. Yeah, we made $20 today. So thank you for the people who donated the turn. So as you can see, we're at $173. We was at 153 earlier. Big shout outs to the people who helped to donate. We're chipping away. We have until next week, Wednesday. So we have, it's Friday right now. There won't be a stream from me Friday during the daytime because I'm linking up with Dragon in the morning. We got to go finish up a shoot with the girls at the beach because we didn't have enough time that we did there. So we will be back in the evening for Forever Summer Fan Service Friday with Nile and Hasari. Depends. Dragon may stop by. It all depends on what the evening is looking like. So Dragon will be the second dude. No, Dragon would be the first guy ever. Who's the first guy ever to do bed lounge gaming with the Valkyries? I don't count. Sinus. I knew Shinji wasn't the first. Shinji's the first, but since Sinus. Wait, hold on. No. See, you know why I keep saying that? Because we think bed lounge gaming is only here in your house. When we go to the retreat, who's been in bed lounge gaming has stated been in it?
We were doing with the first bed lounge game with a guy who was
Sinus. Well, there's other guys.
Yeah, then stated
Jagan.
Yeah.
Yes, because we were in the room in the bed lounge and y'all was Honda butt splashing Jagan. So that's 3 guys. And who else? Who else? Shinji, that's 4. Anyone else? Yeah, 4 guys have been. So if Dragon comes by tomorrow, he'll be the 5th guy ever. Kisan says, Karim, that video flat top chicken. What? I posted in the Discord. Flat top chicken, the hell are you talking about? Oh, that video made by Flat Top Chicken. I posted it in the Discord. First of all, what's going on in here? Are you guys in a Discord that I don't know of? And Noah, what up? I see you guys there. Hopefully by tomorrow, guys, we hit the $250 mark. That's what I'm betting for. So then we'll be left with, let me see something. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll be left with 5 days to get as close to the 500 mark as possible. So anybody here who wants to support, once again, please, your support is imminent. We're trying to get the Valkyries to actually go to a school and use gaming to actually educate the students. We got an actual game. We've been had this game. This was supposed to be done a long time ago. When I went to Africa, I was talking about doing this and I never got a chance to do it. It never got a chance to come out on the live video game TV. And we're trying to get it now on the school tour, which makes sense because it's a school. Whoop, whoop. Nope. Mm-hmm. 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 What the hell? Where's that music coming from?
a car downstairs. That's what I'm walking on a speaker.
Oh. Kisan and Kareem, are you guys, what Discord are you guys in? In the Empire Arcadia community Discord. Oh, you guys are in the old, okay. I see it.
I want you to put the word out there. We back up.
What? The height of the nerve.
Alright, so what's popping, y'all? I'm back after 2 months of not uploading nothing. I got a longer video in the works. Here's a clip. If nobody got me, I know women complaining about men on the internet got me. Can I get an amen? So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 months. Anyways, a couple of weeks ago, I came across this Twitter thread, and when I saw it, I knew I had to talk about it because it related to me personally. Now, me and Twitter have a love-hate relationship. On one hand, some of the funniest people alive are on Twitter, but on the other hand, some of the dumbest people alive are on Twitter. But over the years, I've learned how to balance it out because you got to do that if you want to be on Twitter and not lose brain cells. And very few tweets move me to the point to where I feel I have to make a video on them. Like it is my duty, my calling to talk about this. Here's the tweet in question. Now, upon initial contact, this tweet was a bit of an eyebrow raiser for reasons that will become evident later. However, I decided to dig a little deeper and take a trip to this person's Twitter bio. Now, I'm showing you their bio because I want you to get a feel for the type of people who post stuff like this.
What is her name?
I want you to get a feel for the type of bio because I want you...
The throat... Hashira. The throat Hashira. The throat Hashira, 24. I'm anything I want and choose to be. Twitch affiliate. Hold on.
I want you to get a feel for the type of people who post stuff like this. I want you to get a feel for the...
Welcome to my page. What? I'm looking at this.
The type of people who...
Wait a minute. Shit says... Such... No, look at this. This girl's... When you click a link and it comes to her actual page, it says at Deja Renee, location Earth, 24, cosplayer, gamer, whore.
Hey, at least she's wearing it like a badge.
Oh shit, he said whore.
Post stuff like this. I want you to get a feel for the type of people, y'all. I went to her Twitch account to see what kind of games she streams, and I came across this. I just got to put it in here because this shit is humorous.
Hello? What do they want me to do? I'm not understanding. Oh, other way. I'm so stupid.
You get the picture? You picking up?
Well, see, that's the problem. Those type of girls, they just give y'all a bad name. So you're fighting against those type of girls that create this image that this is why guys are complaining about these girls. But this at the same time, even if she's stupid, even if she's...
Wait, just wait, I'm stupid. So what's this doing over there to get the game?
But watch this. I'm not even playing devil's advocate. I'm trying to be logical here. Even if she's stupid, why go on and campaign to dethrone her off the internet? Why just not watch her content? If you don't watch her content, she won't have enough viewers. She will eventually die and go away. The only type of people on the internet that create content and continue to push forward with their content with very small views are people who the content that they're made is based on ideals and events, because they're not doing it for people in the sense of like they're not doing it because they're talking about a person. Someone creates a YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel about? Well, I like talking about what's going on in the music industry, the gaming industry, and whatever. And all they do is talk about other people in the gaming industry, music, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And they get like one viewer. After a while, guess what they do? They stop. You know why? Because talking about somebody does not benefit them. They're not getting anything out of it. Now, if a person goes, you know something, I want to make a video game. Why? I want to bring it to market. And making a video game is my creation. I want to create something, put it out in the market, and I want people to buy it. I want people to play it, and I want to get people's reaction to it, like indie game developers. And somebody says, I'm going to stream me working in code, building my game. And only one person comes on and watches person as they're streaming, making the game. They're not going to stop until the game is made and put out on the market. Them streaming does not stop the work that they're doing. The work that they're doing is an ideal that leads to an event. The event is the creation of the game, the launching of the game, the selling of the game. So they're going to continue to stream until that is done. How many people watch it is inconsequential. They're doing it for that. For instance, it's like, Travels, why do you still do the Empire when EMP doesn't really go to any big tournaments anymore and stuff like that and blah, blah, blah? Because if you read the mission of EMP, it had nothing to do with us going to tournaments and winning video game competitions. That's just something we did. We still compete, but that's not what we're about. We have a mission statement. Everything you see we're doing with the Valkyries, like, well, why are you on streaming right now, Triforce? Well, one, I'm raising money for the Valkyries. Two, I play video games like this at night. Three, Dragon and a couple of guys like Kisan and Noah and whoever is in the chat room I'm talking to. It is inconsequential. It could be just the same 11 people keep coming to the stream each night. That's fine. I'm not streaming to get a large view of people. This is the argument Reg was having when he was arguing with Zamosa on his podcast with me on the Ninth Commandment. He's like, I use the Ninth Commandment podcast to observe the Sabbath day and release some stress when I want to talk to someone like Triforce about occurring issues in the world and Yah and historical Bible context. That's it. He doesn't care how many people is watching. He's not on YouTube to make money. I'm not on YouTube to make money. YouTube is not going to make me any money because there's a particular way the algorithm works in YouTube. You have to know about somebody in YouTube. That's how your channel blows up. You don't, you're then put into this 1% category on how to blow up without YouTube. And that's just random. It's just random. Depends if people see your shit and you did something funny enough to make. It's like, for instance, people go, yeah, but Triforce. I'll give you a prime example. I started my YouTube channel. We've won championship after championship after championship, Evo, Worlds, Guinness World Records, all of that. We documented, we uploaded, yada, yada. I streamed all this other stuff. Nobody cared. I had like 4,000 subs and like 10 people came in. I bumped up into C&D randomly. We went to the Nintendo Switch launch and we started the thing. That brought into Etika. Then my channel went to 4,000 to 37,000. That was mad random. It's just because I bumped up into some people who are popular and I knew them. And then I collaborated with them. And then my channel bumped up to 37,000. Now my channel is up to 27,000. Is it 27? My channel, what's my channel at? 27,004. So I lost 10,000 subscribers from 2017. From 20, when did Etika die? 2019. From 2019 to 2024, I lost 10,000 subscribers. Huh? How did you lose 10,000 subscribers, Travis? I don't know. I was like, because the people, the 4,000 people who are here, that's who's here. The other 33,000 that came afterward, they're not here for me. They're here for somebody else that I collaborated with. So that's how YouTube works. That's why you have to do networking and whatnot. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's how it is. But like, I'm not necessarily into that. I want to network with people who want to help me with my goals and what I'm trying to do with the Valkyries, the whole empire as a whole, and my people in the world. And I will work with those people and collab and help them build up their stuff. Outside of that, I'm not into people. Like, unless the only time I'm going to talk about somebody is somebody who has ideals or events that has an impact in the world. Outside of that, fuck I'm talking to you about. What? That's so, no, I'm sorry. This is going to come off very offensive, but it's the truth. I don't want to say the word lame. I'm not an average person to be wasting my time talking to people about people. That's just like, no, you could do so much more with I could do so much more with my time than wasting it talking to people. But, you know, 1 second. Very interested to hear Triforce's thoughts on this. Oh, thank you, Kareem. Oh, mission all up in this bitch. Hey, what's going on, Rion? And that's why we do what we do. And I know I have a core set of people. The Valkyries, the Valkyries are only popular, and this is not to take away from what the girls' talents and their contributions. That's just to make my point. Take away me, take away Jagan, take away Rion, take away Stated, take away Dragon, take away Pauldron, take away Glake, take away Noah, take away Kisan, and all the people that have supported the Empire initiative on the Valkyries, and just say, take the Valkyries that you guys know right now, the 5 Valkyries right now, and say, go stream, make it. They wouldn't make it. Nobody would know about them. No one would care. They'd be just regular island girls out streaming. The only reason why people know about them is because they're connected to us, and we network and help push them out there. And it's just like, and because I see that, I'm like, damn, then you really can't make it in YouTube unless you know someone. So the answer is this: then we need to build our own. That's it. Chocolate, you should collaborate? No. Fuck those guys. I'm not collaborating with nobody. Fuck that. I'm not. If you're outside of the circle, no thank you. We'll just build our own. When we make it and we become big, then we'll look for small people that we want to collaborate with. But we're not collaborating with nobody. Because what happens is when you collaborate with other people, you alienate your own brand. If the brand is bigger than you, that like now you're under control. You're not sovereign of your own. You're under control of that brand. That happened to me with Etika and C&D. Oh man, C&D had to tell people, why do you guys keep saying I'm the man, blah, 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 and I'm the guy who launched the Nintendo Switch line. Travis was here like 15 years before me. He launched like 10 Nintendo systems before me. Like, that's crazy that C&D had to vouch for me, and I was here before him. It's because the audience doesn't care. They don't give a shit. They don't care about no old has-beens or whatever the case may. They only care about what's interested for them. Nobody give a shit about me in the Etika community until I was on Etika's stream eviscerating the one that shall not be named. That was it. So Etika being on the stream with me while he's being eviscerating and reacting and stuff like that, he was co-signing me. He was endorsing me just by me being on the stream. And then everyone's like, yo, in fact, it's kind of funny because I was infamous before Etika, but I found and I was villainized by the FGC as a total horrible villainous person. But I found a villain far more villainous than what was labeled on me. And by an accused demon killing another demon, I became popular. And it wasn't just about killing the one that shouldn't be named. It's where I killed him. I killed him on Etika's platform that it blew me up. And I'm like, damn, niggas are full of shit. So when people go, yo, Trifles, man, you should do... Nah, bro. You don't support me or what I do. What you support is what I did with other people, and you want to see more of that. And so you want me to change from who I am, what I do, to what you like. No, thank you. This is what I do. If you don't like it, you can change the channel. This is that simple. I don't get mad at you. You like what you like. And that's fair. Like what you like. I have no problems with that. But I am not going to conform what you're doing. And for those who didn't know, if anyone ever wondered where we get the term shooking and jiving, once you conform to something outside of yourself, you're a coon. That's what coonery is. Like Kevin Hart said, I know what decisions I made. I know what I did. And yeah, I did it. And he owns it. He owns what he did. But, okay, that's cool that Kevin owned what he did, but he's still a coon. At the end of the day, still a coon. Kick rocks if y'all don't like the content. I wouldn't really say kick rocks if they don't like the content, because some content's not for certain people. Like, I get it. I'm not mad I will never get mad at somebody for not liking something that they don't like. You have that right not to like it. What I don't like is the two-faced shit. You can't sit here and say you make great content, but it's just not for me. No, I don't make great content. You don't like it. Like, it's, I'm telling you that line is the most two-faced slapping in the face line ever. That shit makes no sense. Triforce, you make some great content. It's just not for me. What? In the fuck? You know that mean? What? What the fuck? That's one of those things. You guys don't, maybe you guys won't understand it, and you're like, but Travis, you keep talking about it, because I am baffled by that statement. What does it mean? There's more to that statement than you. It's not some random one-off statement, bro. There's more to it than meets the eyes, and I'm perplexed by it, and that's what makes me go. I keep bringing it up over and over again, because it's got to be more than that. It can't be a dude just saying that just to say that. Shit make no sense. All right, I'll put it about 1 hour and then I'll be done. But yeah, if you look at the Valkyries have been powered by all those guys that I've mentioned, and everything that they do, and they've succeeded so far in, is a reflection of what these guys have sacrificed. What I don't like is how nobody talks about the shit that the Valkyries do other than them going to the beach. Prime example, tomorrow the release is going to air the beach shoot that the Valkyries do. And I put any money to you, any money, that shit's going to be the #1 watch shit on the release via the Valkyries. And the question is, like, look at all the shit the Valkyries did before and it didn't even get watched. But because they were on the beach, talking about their beach lifestyle, is being watched. So then, is it that the Valkyries are sluts and whores? Or is it that, quote unquote, the viewing audience likes sluts and hoes? Okay, and if the viewing audience likes sluts and hoes, why is anyone getting mad that the content, that content's being made? It's called supply and demand. Transformers, more than meets the eyes. Rion, are you tired, bro? Rion is tired. My man's talking. My man's posting up some crazy shit right now. He's loopy right now, right? Oh, hell no. It's nah. No, turn that shit off. That you're not cold?
No.
Okay, soon you will be. And be asking me to come and warm you up at night. Okay, I'm gonna come and warm you up at night.
I don't want it to get cold. Sleep in the cuddle. But the most possible if that's what the gold was. You're gonna undo the gold, try first. You want to undo the gold?
No, I'm not gonna undo the gold.
Okay. So
Got home from the gym. So getting ready for bed. Oh, you just came from the gym? Alright. Yo, don't forget, dinner, 5 o'clock Saturday. Following my plans. They sound like Vegeta. Following my plans, following my plans, following my plans. Gonna grab a cold shower and go to sleep. Well, I know that cold shower is not by choice. But the brick ass ice water in Jamaica right now, this shit is crazy. Rashawn touching down when? Rashawn's here already. He's on the stream. He's already literally in Jamaica. He touched down earlier today. We got some plans in the morning and whatnot. Bam. 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 This guy got wrecked. Mm. Mm. Oh boy. I was sloppy on that. Okay. Then he by what then? Oh, okay then. He by his rent. He's by his family right now. He's in the stream though. He's in the chat, in the voice chat. He's just not talking right now. Mm. Mm. Ugh. Really good. Thank you. Mm. 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 Yeah. Nice. Glad to hear it. He had a something flight and made it okay. Oh, he had a safe flight. Yeah. Always good to wish your friends a safe flight because planes be falling out the skies these days, and you don't want your boy to be on that flight. Mm. Let me win this game and I'm going to the next World News Stadium before I call it a night. The moms. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Okay, guys, come on, attack. Wow. Did you pull out your stuff for tomorrow, honey? Yeah, so, what time you setting alarm? What time you plan on want to wake up? Well, Sean said he's gonna be here by 10, and the other girls are gonna meet us there at. They're just gonna meet us there at the beach. So Sean's gonna be set the time for 9 o'clock. That should be sufficient time.
Okay.
Yikes! I gotta add some more stuff to this Valkyrie thing on the side when I get a chance. Can I get this next win so I can move on to the next joint? Yowzers. Yikes. Oh, come on, man. Did the Lakers lose? Keyshawn, can you check to see if the Lakers lost? They most likely lost. They didn't have LeBron. What you said for?
Like, I'm not LeBron. You know?
If they don't have LeBron, there's a high chance that they lose. Well, 110 to 128, they got washed. Cautions, dude. Woo. Dragon, I have a question for you. Wait, Dragon, I don't know if you noticed, but I can't hear you. I haven't heard any sounds from you since for a while now. Are you there? I wonder if you want to sleep. You know, after a good shower, most people will just fall asleep. Maybe Kisan can answer this. Kisan, one of the my old Nintendo Switch that I had, I don't know if you remember this, but the battery got hot after a while and the bubble swelled up in the back and I had to change the battery of that Switch. That's what's now happening on Empress Now Switch. Is there a way to take the games off of one Switch and move them to another? Is that by a memory card? Because at some point, when Now Switch goes, I'm gonna probably have to move everything off of my I would like to transfer all of our games onto that Switch. How do you do that? Is it possible? Or do I have to buy a brand new Switch all over again, which would suck? No, because that still doesn't change anything. How do I move the games from one Switch to another? What's that? Alright. Yeah, that got washed. SD card. There's ways to do it in the settings via memory card. Okay, so now Switch has a bunch of games on it, right? And so at some point the battery in her Switch is gonna in fact, let me show you guys so you know, because I can tell, because this is what happened to my Switch. If you look here, you can see that the back is starting to bubble up slightly. It's not that bad, but you can tell it's starting to bubble up. So sooner or later, when that battery bubbles up, I'm gonna have to unscrew all of these things off and get that get the I'm gonna have to get the game get a new battery. That means that Switch will be down. What I want to do is I want to take the games from one Switch and put them on the other Switch until I repair that Switch. Probably use my Switch for the meantime. Maybe that time for me to get a brand new Switch and just move everything over there. Maybe I should do that. Like get like an OLED or whatever it is that you guys call it. The new one. Maybe it's about that time. You should put that on your wish list now. A brand new version of the Switch.
There's no Switch on Amazon.
What do you mean there's no Switch on Amazon? There's got to be a Nintendo Switch on the Amazon. Yeah, Dragon is sleeping. He fell asleep. I can hear him. that's stupid. All right, let me see what he says. He says, bend the gate. The problem you guys are gonna come across is what profile the games were bought. If the profile isn't the main one associated to the Switch, you won't be able to play the games. If you sign into Now's account on this other Switch, you can re-download the games and just switch SD cards with the save data. Oh, that's a problem. I don't even know what that means. Hold on. If you sign into Now's account on the other Switch, you can re-download the games and just switch the SD card. But then, can I move Now's profile over to my Switch and put her profile on my Switch? All right, Kareem, thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate you coming by and enjoying the stream. I'll see you another time. Tomorrow, late night, Friday night. That's starting to happen with my Switch. Yeah, the Switch. But that's good though, because it took it took more than 7 years for that to happen. So that's a very good that's a good lifespan right there. Oh my goodness. It already happened to my 3DS. And I hope that shit don't happen during the school tour. We need the switches for that school tour. So that shit better hold up. One second, guys. I'm gonna move him to the. I'm moving to the sleeping. You're spot on about how much of a deviant you gotta be to animate that wild stuff, especially with the tentacles and yeah, I can't see how people fail to put two and two together because they like that shit. Let me see something. I have two switches, my main one and the other one my son uses. On the main one, I can play all the games with different profiles, but on my second, I can only play my main games using the main profile. All the other profiles won't let the game be played since the second switch isn't the main switch. Oh. All right. Now, let me ask you a question. What if I got a brand new Switch for now, right? It's a brand new one, and I wanted to port over all of the data on the old Switch to the new one? Is that possible, or do I face the same problem? Because the Switch that now has, it was gifted to her, but it was used. So you upload it to an SD card, and then you have your saved data on it. You then make the new Switch the main Switch for the profile. There's an option to port data between switches. Okay. All right, Kisan, you're gonna have to. Hey, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying because I got Kisan in the DMs. Kisan, tomorrow at some point, I'd like to DM you so we can go over that. Because I may want to move until we get the new Switch. I may want to move everything over to from my wife's Switch to mine's. One-on-one, bro. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. I forgot how to disrespect the computer. I'm not to disrespect you, bro. Nope, they didn't do that. There we go. Time to disrespect you, bro. Straight disrespect. Slow death, bro. Slow death coming. That slow death is coming, bro. That's slow death. Straight slow death disrespect. Slow death, bro. All right, guys, it's 2:01, and I just got the win right there. That was a 3-hour stream. Let's end it on that. Give him a slow death. Looked him in his eyes and slowly put the knife in and just watch his life leave him. On that night, all right, sleepy time approaches. All right, some of the data might be in the cloud storage. Might just need to sign into Nas account. Yeah, most of that stuff is in Nas storage account. I will have to do that. So those are options. I'll talk about more of that with you tomorrow, Kisan. I want to thank every... Oh, that's right. I mean, I'm like, wait, what? What is that? I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. It is 2 o'clock. We got to get up by 9 in the morning. So now it's time to get some good sleep. So I'll check with you guys tomorrow on Empress Now's channel. Around in the evening, 6 or 7 for Forever Summer Fan Service Friday. And then you guys will see me later on Friday night on the stream. So check you guys then. Yeah, that's it. That's where we at right now. That's where we at right now. I'll check you guys later, man. Thank you guys for coming through. Deuces. Let's get this audio turned off.
This Christmas, any prime plan 7 day, get a 7 day you plan for $800 with 30 gigs get a free gift with every handset purchase in store. Switch to Digicel plus you win more. Sign up now for your smart home plan, pay your bill on time and your entry them sure. When you buy a plan or switch to Digicel, everybody has a chance to win. Christmas is a trend with Digicel. 10 grand prize winners, 10 smart home makeovers, 10 PlayStation 5 for the youths, 10 winners each of $1 million with Digicel. Visit any Digicel store and get a free gift with any handset purchase this Christmas. Christmas is a 10.
The outside shots were good. They just had to do a few more takes from different angles to make sure they had everything. We actually had to head back inside to do some in-store shots, but here's what the finished commercial looks like.
Christmas is at 10. Win a share of over $50 million in cash and prizes. Choose Digicel to win big. Digicel, better connected this Christmas.
So as I said, we had to head back inside the store to do the last of the shots, the in-store scenes. It was Kwanai, Hasari, and myself. Now, my admin wasn't really able to take a lot of video footage, but we were able to take some stills. So you'll see that coming up in a few. Now, I couldn't really see this part of the commercial online, which is very weird, but it came out well. So I hope you guys like it. And this is what it's like for the Valkyries to be a part of a digital commercial. Hope you guys like it, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye. I'm Empress Nile. I manage and direct the Valkyries of Arcadia. The Valkyries of Arcadia, we are a multi-talented pop icon gaming group. Each Valkyrie has specific talents. For example, we have Hasari, she's our dance coordinator. We have Kwanai, she's our songbird, she sings. We have Silva Neko, she's into cosplay, graphic design, and she handles that part for the Valkyries. And we have Alicia, who is into fitness and wellness. The organization started around 20 years ago when Empire Arcadia, the company, was formed. The Valkyries of Arcadia is the female division. Anime, I wouldn't say is our main focus because we are multi-talented and we do focus on many things, but we do go to events like Anime Comfest, which has a multitude of different things there. For example, I host our annual Just Dance Off esports tournament every year, and also we do cosplay and we do different activities for people to enjoy. I don't only manage and direct, but I also do host events. For example, our Valkyrie retreats. That's where we either go to a private pool and hang out there, or we go out for sushi at East Japanese, and then we come back and end the day with our branded gaming streams. For example, we have Bed Lounge Game and Chat, which I stream on YouTube and Trovo. There we dress all cute and sexy in bed while having fun streaming our favorite video games. It is literally my life. It's work, but it's also very fun. I work in the television entertainment industry, where I also perform in music videos. I host entertainment shows, and I was also the host for Jamaica's only video game TV show, the Lab Video Game TV. I'm also currently working on the Valkyries' very own reality TV show for Jamaica. There you can get a real inside look into how we live our lives. So it's real. This is real. Jamaica is slowly opening up to anime pop culture on a whole. A few years ago, it would be seen as little pitney something, go take up your book. But now, thanks to the internet and outside influence, of course, people are seeing that it's more of a career. It can be a very viable part, and Jamaica is also so rich in culture. So if we could mesh our culture with pop culture, anime, thanks to Anime Comfest and other events like that, Jamaican public are slowly opening up to it. And what I would like to see more of, we're kind of already doing it because people are opening up to anime. We're fine walking out in public in our cosplay so far. They're opening up. And the only thing I would like to change is the speed, but it is happening. Looking good is also a part of the job, which is why I'm an ambassador and a model for the digital, international, and print product of Jamaica magazine. Yeah, we even got our own exclusive magazine. You can find me pretty much everywhere on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the socials at Empress Nile. That's EMPR3SS Nile.